Hey, what's up, guys? It's Will from Low Rated Duelists, bringing you another Legacy deck profile, and this time it's Red Eyes Black Dragon. So, Red Eyes Black Dragon, the support that came up for Red Eyes Black Dragon compared to Dark Magician and Blue Eyes is a little bit. It's a lot worse. A lot of things are once per turn, and Red Eyes Fusion has a lot of restrictions and stuff like that, to where it was very difficult to come up with a deck idea for it that you could consider to be playable. Because let's be honest, Red Eyes has been kind of pointed at as like the bastard child of the legacy decks for getting probably the worst support out of all of them, like Harpies, Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, or what you name it. So basically, this was a probably tunes. Maybe you have like worse than this, but anyway, uh, this is basically what I came up with to make the deck as best as I could. And the best way I found is to steer away from Red Eyes Fusion. It's a good card if you're going first, but realistically, the card has way too many restrictions on it to be considered to be viable, especially in today's game. Fusion summoning one monster that is a good, decent monster that can like get you three dragons in the graveyard, but and like floats, but I mean, realistically, come on, today's decks can get over that very easily in OTKU. So Red Eyes Fusion, you keep it as a one of in your deck because it's only once per turn realistically, and then on top of that, it's really a good play if you're going first and if you open with return. But honestly, other than that, you want to steer away from that, and you want to introduce in the Hieratics. So I only run 4 Hieratics. Tefnuit special summons himself if you're going second, and then Sue also special summons himself over Tefnuit, or if you need to, you can normal and Tefnuit over one that you just special summon. The Heretics are really good because you've also added this guy, Red Eyes Meteor Dragon, who's a level 6, as well as the Labradorite Dragon as well. I mean, you guys can see where I'm going with this. You pretty much are open up into Ultimate Tzolk'in plays, as well as rank 6 plays involving a Tem, which is pretty darn good because Crystal Wing is pretty darn good as well. So, I mean, adding that element into the deck automatically increases the ceiling of Red Eyes, like, substantially. Because one thing that Red Eyes lacked was defense, I guess, so to speak. It had okay offense, it just had big, beefy monsters. Never really had defense. So if you're able to summon a Crystal Wing and a couple of Flight Metals to back you up, it's pretty darn good, and it's hard to overcome. There are a couple replays where I don't mind taking the Max C challenge because I know that I'm going to be able to summon a good board. And one of the guys actually was about to overcome it, but he timed out. But anyway, so yeah. 2 of this guy, 3 of that guy, 1 Labradorite, 1 Darkness Metal, 3 of the Black Stone of Legend. I think that most people don't like running 3 of this thing, but in this particular build, he's pretty much like your only normal summon, period. And he summons a Red Eyes monster from the deck. So that can be this level 6, that can be that level 7. So you can special Tefnuit and then go into a rank 6 with this, or you could, use his effect after you've used other stuff to get Flare Metal plays going. So you definitely need 3 of these ones to draw it. You really only need 1, but you run 3 to draw it. Because you're also running 3 Allure of Darkness. This deck is kind of like Dark Lords in a way, that it has to draw into its combo pieces for it to be a little bit formidable. So that's pretty much how it balances out the 3 black stone. If you open more than one, just banish one. It's no big deal. And that's why you're running 5 copies of Red Eyes too. I mean, you need 5 kind of, but like you don't, to where like you can allure one away and it's probably beneficial for you because it really doesn't have any utility in the hand. These monsters have like 0 utility in the hand unless you draw the 1 card over that stone, which is also once per turn, which is also right, only 1/1. The 3 convocation for searches. Return of the Dragon Lord is self-explanatory. 3 Dragon Shrine. Yes, you need 3. I know it's only once per turn, but you need it to set up your plays. I mean, replays will be self-explanatory on why you need 3 of this thing, because you need to draw it, similar to Black Stone. 1 Soul Charge. If this thing was at 3, this deck would be insane. The boards you can make with Soul Charge in this deck are ridiculous. You can make triple Flare Metal, 1 Crystal Wing. You can make double Flare Metal Crystal Wing. You can make triple Flare Metal. Well, you can make those actually without Soul Charge, but in 1 turn, Soul Charge does that for you. This card amazing, and you have your 3 targets for it. Red Eyes Spirit, which can revive Red Eyes Darkness Metal. Return the Red Eyes, which is pretty darn good if you open up with Red Eyes Fusion, because you can use this guy to send Labradorite Dragon and this one, and then use his effect to send this guy. and you have an Ultimaya play for next turn, assuming you don't get like destroyed, because Red Eyes Fusion, like I said, it's only one monster. But other than that, it's pretty darn good. I mean, when I say good, I'm saying playable. I mean, is this deck going to be able to compete with the meta? Not really, no. But it's the best I could do with Red Eyes to make it playable. It's the best I could do with it to make it explosive. It's super satisfying to make like triple Flare Metal in one turn, or Tzolk'in, triple double Flare Metal and Crystal Wing. Like that's stuff that Red Eyes really wasn't able to do in the past, I think, and that I'm doing with the deck now. So in the extra deck options, I mean, you can pretty much. I would definitely run the 3 Flare Metal, the Ultima, and the Crystal Wing. This would probably be a second Crystal Wing if I actually had one in real life, but I only have one. Michael is also a very, very underrated card. For one, he's level 7, so you can use him to overlay after you've used him to banish. And he's your back row removal, because this deck doesn't really have back row removal outside of Dragossack or outside of Sue. You kind of side deck that in if you need it. Um, but on top of that, he mills at the end phase. So sometimes you get lucky and you mill some dragons, and then you overlay for Red Eyes Flare Metal and get some Flare Metal plays going to the next turn, which is pretty darn good. But yeah, so that's what I was able to do with this deck. The replays show what it's capable of doing. And yeah, so gives comments, suggestions on what you think of the build and the replays, and I am open to anything. Thanks, guys.